that the middle class is imploding, right? Which is what they want. That's exactly what the game is. The game is to get rid of the middle class and to have the elite and the poor. That's it. That is it. Let's go back to interview.
That our economy is doing better than anybody else's is. The Fed has already begun the process.
Let's rewind.
To be in, correct?
Well, there's no question that our economy is doing better.
Rewind.
Japan, all the rest of it. I feel like this is the game in town that you need to...
Right? This is the game. So this is a game. That's some truth. That's 100% truth.
Be in, correct?
Well, there's no question that our economy is doing better than anybody else's is. The Fed...
That's a lie. That is a lie. The reason why their economy is doing relatively better than other economies is because of a thing called quantitative easing, which I touched on in part 2. Right? I touched on that in part 2. So watch part 2 about quantitative easing. It goes into it. That's the only reason why America is doing relatively better. Period. It's not truly doing better, as we were reading in that article. Right? So if you brothers want to get deeper into the article, get into it.
Already begun the process of reducing the amount of reserves in the system. Take a look at the adjusted monetary base. Was what, 4.1 trillion, now it's 3.6 trillion after a year and a half of declining. They're allowing their assets to run off. That's exactly what they should be doing. And again, the economy is very strong. No matter where you go, Cleveland, Akron, the West Coast, the East Coast.
Help wanted signs everywhere.
Everywhere.
Things are going well. Very.
So they are equating the American economy being strong with help wanted signs everywhere. If the American economy was strong, then it would be able to pay off its debts. Why is the debt then rising? Man, these guys are devils, man. Like, really, really devils, man. Like, really.
Dennis, where do I put my money? Is there one sector in particular that you like? I saw the banks were down today. You'd think they'd be up in a higher interest rate environment.
They probably shall be, but I'm old enough to think that I want to own the things. I've said it on this show before.
That you can touch and
that if you drop them on your foot will hurt. It's a nice mnemonic device. Give me trains, give me ball bearings, give me steel, give me things that I could actually count.
Did you hear what he said? This is where the truth came out. Even the interviewer said, give me things that I could touch, right? So they're talking about the money. They're talking about the dollar, but he's saying that he don't want that. He wants actual things that he could touch. And when he said, give me trains, what is he talking about? He's talking about metals. What make trains? What are trains made of? Different type of metals. When he talks about ball bearings, what is he talking about? Different type of metals. Right? So, but what are they not saying? What they should be saying? They should be saying gold. They should be saying silver. But they're not saying these things. Why are they avoiding them? Right? Why are you talking about cheap metals? Why are you not talking about the most expensive metals? Right? Which would be gold and silver. So obviously they're hiding something, even though they're bringing out certain truths. Right? Because the American dollar is finished. It's completely finished. It's going to collapse. That's why he's telling you he likes things that he can actually touch, because then those things you can't take away. Those things will always be around. Right? When you have a thing known as fiat currency, which is what America runs off of, fiat currency always collapse. They always collapse. And they always need policy to prop them up. That's why you have things known as quantitative easing. To do what? To prop up the dollar, because the dollar cannot survive on its own if you let it run its course. If you let any dollar, which is fiat currency, run its course, it is going to collapse. All you got to do is check out the history of fiat currency. I'll most likely go into that in the next video, but that's all Lord willing.
Feel and that are incumbent in actual real economic growth. That's the things I want.
That's the things you want. All right. Thank you so much, as always.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you.
See, so he's saying that is real. So obviously The dollar, the bonds, and all those things, they're not real because they're not backed by anything of substance, which is what I always say. Unless it's backed by anything of substance, then it's not real. Period. This is Jeremiah. I got to get a scripture. This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, right? And Babylon is America, straight up. Babylon represents confusion. Babylon means confusion. And that's what America is, confusion. It says Babylon has been a golden cup, and that has been America. America has been the beacon of light for the past couple hundred years, right? That made all the earth drunken. What did America make the earth drunken with? Well, democracy, liberalism, American dollars, right? All these different philosophies. Really, that's what it's talking about. All these different philosophies, right? I'm just using the dollar as an example as well, because all you people have bought into this American dream. The American dream is a part of that philosophy as well, thinking that America is the kingdom of heaven, that America is paved with gold, that America is going to last forever, right? So you nations are drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And the reason why you nations are going to be mad is because you're going to find out that this place is not the kingdom of heaven, right? Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed, right? This place is going to be destroyed. This is what prophecy is all about. We're here to prophesy the downfall of America, of this whole kingdom. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed, right? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. So there is nothing under God's green earth that you people can do to save America. America is going bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is James 5:1. It says, Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. You heard what the scripture said? That these riches are corrupted. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. So forget about them telling you that America is going to take a turn for the better. That's not going to happen, buddy. You're going down. You're going down. Behold, the hire of your laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, right? And that's why you have an article like that telling you that America is a poor, rich country. Why? Because this place has nothing but fraud. Nothing but fraud, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, right? And here's the joke. You have people in this country that work their whole lives. You have a lot of people that go to war and that fight, they bleed, they die for this country, and they still come back here and they're poor. Their families are poor. This place is a wicked place, man. This is verse 5. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and have been wanton on discipline. That's what wanton means. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter, right? You have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you, right? So this place is done, right? And economy, finance is a big part of it, man, because America uses finance as a weapon of warfare. And the Most High sees that. The Most High sees that people are poor, people can't take care of themselves, people can't take care of their families. This is not how the earth was meant to be inhabited, right? The earth was not meant to be inhabited this way. For real. And I'm just going to end it off there. With that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh